Driving while Jewish.
I'm driving while Jewish. I'm driving while Jewish.
Welcome to our new episodes of Driving While Jewish. I'm still Jewish, and I'm driving. No, I'm not under the influence of anything else. So I had the insight finally. Thank God. Unbelievable. You know, there's a lot of verses that are pointing to the month of Elul. They allude to the month of Elul, this holy month before the high holidays before Rosh Hashanah. The most classic, of course, is Ani Ladodi V'Dodi Li. I am for my beloved, and my beloved is for me, of course, in our relationship to God. But there's one interesting one that we say it through the entire month of Elul, from the beginning of the month of Elul all the way through till just before the holiday of Sukkot, Hoshana Rabbah. We say, Hashem Ori Vayishi, Hashem is my light, my salvation, which alludes to Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur in Psalm 27, Tehillim Chaf Zayin. And the last verse, unbelievable. You know, King David, he says, they're trying to consume me, the oppressors, they're trying to get me. Those who speak lies, they're trying to knock me down. And then the last verse, or the second to the last verse of that Tehillim, Lule manti liros b'tuv Hashem be'eretz chayim. If it were not that I believed to see the goodness of God in the land of the living. And then it says, Kaveh el Hashem chazak v'yametz libecha v'kaveh el Hashem. Hope to God, keep hoping, right? So the idea here is Lule emanti, the words Lule, if it were not that I believed to see the good of God. Lule is spelled Lamed Vav Lamed Aleph. If you take those letters backwards, it's Elul. So it's telling you Elul is the indication of this verse. So what is it, the avoda, what is the special quality of this month that we really must grasp and harness? L'irot v'tuv Hashem, to see the good of God. We have to now muster all of our energies of perception, that despite that there's dark spots in our life, here, there, and sometimes we're so fixated we can't move off of them and they're haunting us. We have to train our perception and express it to God and not take anything for granted. And there's so much that we do take for granted. We have to actually express that appreciation for God, to thank Him for every single thing, and look at all the things in our lives that Baruch Hashem, we can say, thank you, God. That is what we need to enter into our relationship with God on Rosh Hashanah, to be able to actually lead up to accepting Him as the King. And when King David says, oh, save me from those oppressors and those who speak falsely, those are the forces, the negativity that we might have created, or what we would call the makatrigim, right? As I drive off a cliff. Okay. The spiritual prosecutors, that's what it's talking about. The ones in the heaven who might speak against us. But the thing that is the force against it is Lule Amanti. If I didn't believe, we have to believe, and part of that belief is we have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves that we are Israel, His people. He is our King, and we are His people. But we have to enter into that by training our perception to see the good in God. Don't take anything for granted. Anything. You have to appreciate everything. I saw a video the other day where they were taping people who were able to hear for the first time. They couldn't hear their whole lives, and finally they attached whatever devices that they had, and they started hearing. They were bawling their eyes out. They were all crying hysterically, going, oh my gosh, I can actually hear. I can hear myself talk. We have to really dig deep, actually not even so deep, to appreciate, see the goodness of God. And that is the real war, because the evil inclination does not want us to see the good. As I run this guy over.